Hey everyone, so it's the Unlikely Prepper, and I know I'm a few days late, but I got kind of caught up trying to do some other videos, so I am doing the answers to the Q&A, and I am going to go ahead and start with Superfly Fat Guy 857, and he kind of wanted me to do just like a general bio about, what it was like growing up and things like that. I grew up in the same town that I live in now. Born and raised here, and the only time I ever left was while I was in the military. I love it here. I didn't growing up. I hated this city when I was growing up. I told myself that the first thing I did when I turned 18 was I was going to run away, never look back. And then I left, and I found out this place does not suck compared to a lot of other places. So I am back, and I'm quite happy here. Very normal, with my parents. I have no contact with my father. I grew up in kind of, everybody has a little bit of history with their family, but I grew up in a house with two alcoholics, and finally I decided that my father was more of a problem than a solution in my life, and I kind of cut out the negativity, and I haven't looked back since. I live with my mother. We have a fantastic relationship. Both she and I are 9 months, 3 years sober. And I'm very proud of her for that, and proud of myself on top of it. And we have a little place here with our 2 cats, 3 birds, 1 ferret, and a puppy. And let's see, the next question is, do you enjoy your work and what you do? Are you into bushcraft or camping? And that's from Fog360. I do enjoy my work simply because I have to create my own work. I was laid off in May of 2012, this past year, and I have found it very, very difficult to find employment, not only in this economy, but when you're a disabled veteran. A lot of people just don't want to hire somebody that could very easily hurt themselves on the job and be back out on workman's comp and have it be on your dime. So I've looked a lot of places and no one really wants to hire, so I said, well, I'll hire myself. So I work making candles, soap, lotions, lip balm, salves, sprays, incense, air fresheners, reed diffusers, just about anything that could be used as a home air smell good item or body smell good item. I make it. Do a lot of custom orders for people, do a lot of farmers markets. I found that I really enjoy farmers markets because it's the same people every week, and I get to know them and know their families and what they like and what they don't like, and I'm allowed to make a lot of custom items for them that really fit into their homes, and I love hearing them come back and talk about how it's improved their lives, especially when it comes to the body products. I really love when somebody comes back to me and says, my skin's feeling better, it's clearer, I noticed the difference, that salve that you gave me is working wonders. That validates everything I do, and it makes up for the lack of funds. I am learning about bushcraft and camping. My only experience with camping is what time I spent in the field in the military, and that was not camping at all, none whatsoever. I kind of take camping as something more where you have comforts and tents and s'mores, campfire, and that was none of those things. That was brutal, foxhole digging, sleeping in a dirt hole, no comfort. Yeah, that wasn't awesome. I would love to get into camping, just because it also kind of preps you for if you do have to bug out. I don't really intend on it, but you never know the situation you're going to find yourself in. So I hope to acquire, whether that be through trade or, finding, a used set on Craigslist or at a yard sale or something, a tent and maybe a couple sleeping bags and a few other items for camping, and maybe this summer try it out. I don't have anything against it. It was just something that my family never did. My father and my mother were very content to have a very nice mattress and climate-controlled house, and it never came up. So I never got to camp as a kid. So I kind of want to make up for it now. And the bushcraft stuff, it fascinates me, and I play around with what I can in my backyard. But I'm very new to it. But I enjoy it, and I can't wait to learn more about it. And it definitely... it serves a purpose. For some of those people who say, why would you need to know how to make a snare? Why not? I'm one of those people who's fascinated by education in any way, shape, and form. If you put me in a classroom and sit me at a desk, I will lose my mind. But put me on Pinterest and put me on the web and learning these different skills and finding books that have these things, I could spend days just looking, just researching and finding out and doubling back on information and finding out if that really is the best way to do it or if there's a better way to perfect it, and then going out and trying it. That, for me, is just, that's entertainment. So, and let's see. Rebel Prepper wants to know, what do you look for in someone before you let them into your group in an SHTF scenario? I would say that what I want most from a group, in any type of on-our-own scenario, I tend not to refer to it as SHTF. I refer to it as an on-our-own situation, and whether that be that the government isn't just able to help us out for a while, or we are completely on our own, whatever it may be, on our own situation, I want a very well-rounded group. I want people who are just good work hands. I want people who are skilled in security, who are strong, who are able-bodied, who can also, in times, be willing to do some of just the hard labor. Not to be willing to do different things, multifaceted. And then I feel almost more important than all of that, people who have medical experience are invaluable. And also people who have experience in gardening and animal husbandry and all of those things make for a well-rounded group that's able to sustain anything, because you can have 10 mercenaries and a Navy SEAL and 2 guys who used to be wrestlers, and if one of you gets gangrene and none of you know how to take care of anything, he's dead. But if you have yourself, somebody who, is a nurse or a doctor, or heck, Herschel on The Walking Dead, he's a veterinarian and he makes it work. You need somebody who has medical experience on your team. I feel like they're the most important, and I feel that also having older people within the group who have life experience, who have dealt with living with less, because I feel the last 30 or 40 years has been a pretty entitled generation. I can include myself on that. Here I am, I'm doing a video on a camera, and I have a cell phone near me, and I'm looking on a laptop, and I have a Kindle right over there. I am surrounded by technology, and I am screwed if anything ever happens. The only thing I will have to go on is the books that I have. I only have 27 years of life experience, but if I have a few people around me who have 60 to 70 years of life experience, that will prove to be as invaluable as any amount of brute force that I can provide, or, ability to, pick up a handgun and shoot it. If I can't have someone there to help me with decision making, you're doomed. And then his second question was also, what would I bring to the group? And I've said it on a few other videos, I feel as though I'm the person who is going to be, I'm not going to say medical by any means, because I'm have no medical training other than the field medic training that was given to us, you know, basic first aid and wound training within the military, which is very limited. But if somebody gets their leg blown off, I guess I'm okay. But I would probably be the person who is growing the herbs, making the salves, ointments, balms, lotions, provided I can make lotion. Depends on the items that I still have on hand and how long it's been. You know, I can be the one who's making up those things, and teas, and, you know, so I guess medicine-ish kind of person, as well as that I would be providing soaps and candles and things like that. I would probably be the beekeeper of the group, because beeswax will be essential to me. The wax that I currently use is soy. Soy does not grow fantastically well in this area of the country. I suppose I could try it, but with how cold our winters get, I don't know how well it would hold up. So I would probably be relying on a lot of beeswax for candle making. I also would be willing to help out with security and gardening, and a lot of, I like the fact that I am kind of a jack of all trades. You know, there's no point in not learning about everything that I possibly can. I would be willing to go out hunting as easily as I would be willing to do perimeter control and weeding in a garden and doing whatever. I will not do surgery. That's my one thing. I have this thing about, I can watch gory movies and I have no issues with blood and I have no issues with needles, but I cannot watch skin be cut. Ugh, gross. It's my one weakness that I can't do. Ugh. But once the skin's done being cut, it doesn't bother me at all. So, who's gonna have issues cutting open the animals? Yeah, this chick. That's why I'm going to rely on somebody else to kind of help me. I think once the skin's off them, it might be a little bit better, you know, because then it's sort of just like, you know, oh, I'm cutting up spare ribs, oh, you know, whatever. But the initial cutting, ugh, gross. So, let's see. The next question is for, how did I end up on YouTube? What channels have I learned the most from? What made me decide to start my channel? I ended up on YouTube. I have been along since on here. I have another channel that is completely unrelated to this, and I don't appear on any of it. For years, I was a concert video and photographer for bands. So I have an entire channel that is filled with videos of bands performing live. Incredibly boring compared to this, of if what you're used to is watching these kind of videos. So I've been on YouTube for years, and my friend, prepping for my family, she, I apologize, I'm yawning, it's 10:30 at night, and I had to get this video done. I felt terrible you guys were going without. She has a alternate channel for her soaping, and she was the one who kind of got me into prepping. She started up her channel of just her trek of moving into an off-grid homestead situation, which I feel she's been blessed, and I'm so happy for her, though I wish she'd get back on the internet. She's been MIA for a week, and tisk tisk for you. We talked about it, and she said, well, you know, you're kind of already a prepper, so, you know, you're not that far off. And I said, alright, I get it. And I had planned on just becoming a prepper, and then she said, well, You know, I've never gotten to see you make soap. I've never gotten to see anything. She's like, why can't you just do a video? And I said, well, I don't have anything to say. She says, do you know how many millions of people thought they had nothing to say, and then they went on YouTube and they realized that there were people who just wanted to hear them even though they seemingly didn't feel they were anything special. So I said, well, alright, for all the other young people out there who are trying to figure out what they're doing and navigate this path that it's not clear cut, you know, prepping is different for every single person. It depends on the area of the country you're in, what your situation entails, what your family is like, what you feel is going to happen, and so it's a really weird winding road, and it can be hard to navigate. And I decided that I was going to lay it all out there. I have nothing to hide. I had no reason not to. As much as I had no reason to do it, equally I had no reason not to. And I said, alright, well, let me put myself out there. These people have given me amazing videos. I don't know how much I have to give to them, other than the candles and the soap, but even if they just watch me make a bunch of mistakes along the way, you'll learn from me. And I'll learn from myself, and at the end of the day, I'll know that I was part of a fantastic community that helped each other out as much as they got something for themselves, because we got to learn it all together. And you got to see my shortcomings and what I did wrong, and you got to learn from it, and I got to learn from you. And I have so much respect for the people who are on here, and they show even the more mundane things, and they're able to do so much, and I hope to aspire to that someday. So I'm working the kinks out, and someday I hope to be a fantastic YouTuber, and in the meantime you get to watch me do this. Let's see, has it been a positive experience? It most definitely has. I have learned a ton from people, and I have found that people are more willing to reciprocate and help out when they can see me. You know, it's one thing to put a comment out there, but it's another for somebody to go ahead and click on a video and say, that's her. Okay, I get what she's doing now. So I found the experience to be extremely positive. People are very helpful. They're just good people. I have yet to really encounter somebody yet who's just been mean and malicious, and I hope I never do. I probably will. And but I'm going into this with a lot of, I'm trying to be humble and have a lot of humility to this, because when it comes down to it, I'm not an expert. I have no idea what I'm doing. I make no claim that I am. And we're just going to do this all together, you know? And you get to watch me do it. And his other question is being covered up. Let me see. The pros and cons to YouTube. The pros and cons are, the pros far outweigh the cons. The cons are, I hate having to get myself, and I don't say that I doll myself up, but I have to get myself at least presentable to do a video. Guys, you have it so easy. You have it so easy just being able to throw a ball cap on and your plaid sleeveless shirts. Yeah, I'm talking to you, J00. And you get to just make a video of whatever. And here I am having to take a shower and straighten my bangs and apply my makeup and put something other than my pajamas on. Yes, I soap in my pajamas. I'm unemployed and I'm allowed to wear my pajamas all day because it saves me having to do more laundry of all my other clothes. So there. But otherwise, it's all good. It's all positive things that YouTube has brought me. So thank you very much for your questions. And I'm a survivor and thriver. She wants to know if my family is supportive of me being a prepper. And the answer is about 90% of them have no idea. My mother's side of the family has absolutely no clue what I am doing. And, no, for that fact, my father's side doesn't either. My father's side and we don't really communicate just because, I don't communicate with him and they don't agree with it. So, my mother is probably the only person who knows within my family. My brother has really changed his ways in the last few years. He was originally a bodybuilder and a musician, and he is now a family man. He has a garden, and he gardens quite extensively, and he has chickens. And every once in a while, I hear him make these comments, and I don't know whether it is he is a prepper and he is very quiet about it as well, or whether he doesn't know that he is and he already is one. But he has made comments here and there about don't bother with a savings account, you might as well just invest it in food and sock it away, which I thought was almost a dead giveaway. He and I haven't really discussed it completely. My sister-in-law and I've kind of hinted at it, but I don't think I've given it away. My entire family has never seen this channel, or at least if they have, they've never said anything. My mother knows I do the videos. She doesn't bother watching because she can usually hear them from the other room. But other than that, the rest of the family has no idea, and when it comes time, I will probably pray for them, and but I don't think that that they would think to come to me in any kind of a negative situation, nor would I expect them to. My mother's side of the family, bless them all, they are a very different type of thinking, and they believe that the government will get us through everything, and we have no reason to fear because Big Brother is there. And I don't agree with them, but I silently disagree with them, so it is what it is. Other than that, my family does not know. I have a couple of neighbors that know. A couple of them they're borderline preppers. I have a few neighbors who they've kind of got a good stockpile of food in their house, and you know, they agree with the idea, but we live in a really cash-strapped community area. Like I said, I live in a trailer park, okay? So we're all kind of strapped for cash. So we're not people who are going to be able to go out and buy these big extravagant type things or do extravagant type preps. So everything we do seems very mundane. A lot of my neighbors have gardens, and one of them, we have discussed in length what would happen if a situation happened in which we could not get away. Because my initial plan is to go and be with my brother and to protect his family. I will bring my mother, our animals, and what preps I can bring and fit into 2 cars, and we will drive and we will never look back. But if it is something in which we cannot leave, like something electrical happens and cars are kaput and we're stuck here, me and another neighbor have discussed how would we rally the area, how would we utilize the space. We know that there are going to be casualties. We do have a lot of elderly and a lot of people who are very dependent on medication here in our community. And so we know that there are going to be a lot of homes that come up empty. And at that point, we've decided that, you know, certain lots will get turned into gardening space and things like that. So we have discussed in length what would happen, and he is 100% behind me. He's not the type that he himself would do it. I would be willing to help him out, but he enjoys gardening, and he has military experience. He loves owning and having firearms, so I know that he would be a solid choice to help lead this community. I happen to be a part of the homeowners association for our community, and I thoroughly believe that when something does happen, or rather if something does happen, and we're left, the manager of our park is simply an employee for a large corporate place that owns many parks like this throughout the entire country. She would most definitely leave, and we would be left on our own, and that association would probably become the government of this community. And I have to say that association is made up of a wonderful, diverse group of people who have a lot to bring to everything around here, as far as it's equally made up of men and women. The men have definite strengths, the women have different strengths. We have military people here, we have medical people here, so I feel as though the 170 family strong community that's here would do well once we got a government established. So that's essentially, a couple of friends, and a family member, along with a couple who I've dropped some hints, but I haven't actually said anything to. That's pretty much it. But I have not told any other younger. My friends my age have no idea. They have no clue. And I'm content to keep it that way until I see something from them that leads me to believe that they are a kindred spirit in that. A lot of people my age have no idea what this really entails, and they would probably think I am a joke if I told them that. So I keep it very vague. I don't discuss it. You wouldn't be able to tell that I'm a prepper if you walked into my house, so it doesn't make a difference in that sense. But I'm content to keep it quiet for now. Now, if people that know me start to find me on the internet, that's a problem. But otherwise, it is what it is. And my last question is from Patriot NC1, and his is, your Second Amendment rights are now under threat. Have you done any serious preparations to arm yourself? Let me get the rest of the question up on this. Sorry about that. Arm yourself and have adequate supplies of ammunition in case they are not available later. And I am going to plead the fifth. I have not. And it's not for lack of trying. It's for lack of money. It's going to cost me about $200 for me to take a class to get the licensing necessary, and that is just to be able to own it, and that does not include being able to purchase a weapon, and that does not include being able to buy ammunition, basic or in preparations for anything. And that doesn't even include being able to have extra on hand to practice. I have not been able to. And I know for some of you, you're saying, well, it's $200. What's the big deal? $200 is about my income for the month. Yes, for the month. I can sometimes, on a good month, make $300. And that is it. I am a level of poverty that most people would not be able to survive with. $300 is a lot of money to me. $300 is an entire month of me being able to survive, and that mostly goes towards bills. It goes towards paying car insurance, cell phone bill, and being able to buy some food. And I have not been able to even become a member of the NRA. And I think the membership is like $25 to $35, and $25 to $35 buys a lot of ramen noodles. So I have not been able to, and it doesn't mean that I am not a supporter of the Second Amendment. I am very much supportive of the Second Amendment. You have to remember, I swore to uphold the Constitution from all that seek to do it harm, foreign or domestic. Yeah, I'm looking at you, domestic. So I'm very much a supporter of it, but my situation does not allow me to get any of those things. I hope with what few taxes I get, my tax refunds, I might be able to at least get myself licensed, take a class and get myself licensed, but there's no guarantees on that. So, yeah, I wish I could. I wish that was a situation that wasn't a problem. If I had been smart years ago when I was fully employed, I would have gotten licensing, but I didn't see a reason to, and it's kind of too late now. So, I will do what I can with what I have, and hope that my military training was enough. I definitely not giving up, because I don't see this being an instantaneous type thing where they're going to take it away, but I will, I'll do it as much as I possibly can with what I have. If I was able to find myself an employer who was willing to hire me, or I receive more business, I would definitely put that money into defense, into being able to purchase firearm for sure. And I know the whole pistol or rifle debate is up, but right now a pistol is easier to purchase, so I would probably start with that. It's cheaper, and the ammo's cheaper, and so I think that's where I'd start right now. I had a few people who asked me why didn't I get involved in eBomi's AR-15 giveaway, and quite honestly, I'm not licensed. It wouldn't be fair to the people who were, and the one that he was giving away is banned in Massachusetts. He was giving away a very shiny, spiffy looking AR-15, and the AR-15 specifications for Massachusetts are very, 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 very select. It's old stock models from, I believe, the 80s is all they allow. Nothing shiny, nothing spiffy, nothing new. So I wasn't eligible for that contest. So maybe in the future, I definitely recommend, if there's a contest out there that you know of and you think I could pertain to it, I will most definitely go ahead and throw a video response in there or whatever. Do the contests. I love free stuff, and I am going to try to put something together for my 300 sub giveaway. I'm still working out the kinks for it. It will probably be some sort of a candle and or soap kit. But, if there's something else that that I have that seems like it would be worth the giveaway, whether that be candle making or just flat out candles, or soap making or flat out soap, let me know, and I will be more than willing to help you out. So that was all of the questions, and I think maybe in another month or so we'll go ahead and do another one, see if there's any other questions that you want to ask me. I hope that you've gotten to know me. I hope that I haven't killed you with boredom. I believe this is at 30 minutes now. So, this is the Unloaded Crew Pepper, out.